Welcome to the Life Coach Baker podcast. I'm Nicole Baker, life coach for perfectionists who want to set goals and actually follow through with them. I went to my first personal development seminar at the age of 1. Yes, I was quite literally born into this industry. But by 15, I started to implement this mindset mumbo jumbo I'd heard so much about, and it worked. As a recovering perfectionist myself, I've been able to set goals that are way out of my comfort zone and achieve them by doing things imperfectly, without self-judgment, and without the fear of their opinions. And now I help others to do the same. So if you are capital D done feeling like a hostage to this a-hole called perfectionism, then this show is for you. My goal is for you to leave each episode with tactical action steps that you can start to implement in your life now. I may be in my 20s. I may have the voice of a sassier Cinderella, but I've been doing this personal development-ish since I was a toddler. So let's dive in. What is up, my sweet, beautiful friends? Welcome to the Happy Holidays episode. This week, we at Life Coach Baker are taking off to rest, rejuvenate, feel good, have time with family, have time with friends, and have time doing absolutely nothing except Nicole will probably be watching Formula One. I am talking in third person. It is still me. Because apparently that's the person I am now. Because we are taking this week off, we are not going to do a full new episode. Instead, if you are looking for some episodes to listen to this week, here are a few of my suggestions depending on what you're feeling. First and foremost, if you have not listened to last week's episode and resting during the holiday season is something that maybe is not your forte, I would strongly recommend listening to it. We break down 4 ways to make resting feel easier during the holiday season. It was a fun episode. I loved recording it. Number 2, if you are in a present hunting frenzy, all my last minute shoppers out there, we have a gift giving episode from last year. We use the 5 love languages to determine good gifts to give people. I've also seen a bunch of things around Enneagram. If I remember correctly, I think we touch on that as well. If not, you are a smart cookie, amazing human. You can figure it out. But I will also link that in the show notes as well for the gift giving episode. If you listen to last week's episode on rest and you're like, give me all the things about resting without the guilt because it's something you're really addressing right now, we have an episode from earlier this year that is all about how to rest without the guilt. I think it's even from like October, so it's pretty recent. So that is a huge deep dive episode into resting without guilt. We talk about the mindset of it. We talk about the tactics of it, the hullabaloo in the brain about it. So I will link that in the show notes. If you are an empath during the holiday season, this might be a wild card, but I know a lot of empaths listen to this episode because a lot of empaths are perfectionists, and it is a really exhausting time during the holidays for empaths. Brett and I, who are both empaths, before we walk into any house, especially our families' houses, we love our families deeply, but if we are walking into those houses, we both look at each other and we say, empath barrier. And that's just a reminder for us to put up a little bubble around us so we do not take on any stress or anxiety or frantic energy. We love our families, but families can be families. There is an episode from a few months ago, maybe it was even a year ago, called 5 Ways Being an Empath is Your Superpower. And I cannot recommend listening to it more during the holidays, especially if you are an empath. If you want something fun and lighthearted and just like a nice and easy thing to listen to while you're driving, I would listen to Nicole's Favorite Things. That is probably my favorite episode, having recorded it this year. And it's probably the one that's gotten the most, I've gotten at least the most feedback, positive feedback on. So if you're looking for new things to look into, we talk about, yes, personal growth and development things. I also talk about things that are totally not personal growth and development and are just like my life, like a fish game that I play on my phone naturally. And then last but not least, if you are experiencing anxiety during the holiday season. You are not alone, first and foremost. This is a very common thing. In fact, Psychology Today says that 40% of us experience a higher level of anxiety during the holiday season. Please listen to our incredible interview with Justine Carino. She has become a dear friend of mine. She is a therapy coach specializing in perfectionism and anxiety. I said therapy coach. She's a therapist. There you go. And she's just so wise and so wonderful. And sitting down with her, anytime I sit down with her, whether we're recording or just chatting through Instagram, is just a treat. And I cannot recommend that episode enough. She drops so much info. So just to recap last week's episode, if you want rest during the holiday season, if you are on a present hunting frenzy, check out last year's gift giving episode. If you want more on how to rest without the guilt, we have an episode called How to Rest Without the Guilt. I will link that in the show notes along with everything on here. If you are also an empath during the holiday season, 5 ways being an empath is your superpower. I love that episode. As an empath, it's real. If you want something fun and lighthearted, check out my favorite things. You can also maybe find a present idea for someone in there, or maybe a present idea for you. Who knows? And if you are experiencing anxiety, listen to our interview with Justine Carino. Again, I'm going to say it for the 15,000th time. We're going to link all of these episodes in the show notes. But next week, I'm really excited. We're going to be diving into my end of the year exercise. I have been doing this for years and years and years, but it wasn't until just about a few years ago that I really started leaning into the strengths of our perfectionist brain and asking questions around that and really having fun with this. And it's one of my favorite things I do all year. I just did mine a few days ago on a rooftop in downtown Denver, overlooking the mountains and the skyline. No big deal. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. And I cannot wait to share it with you all. So more on that coming soon. But until then, enjoy your time off, enjoy the holidays, and I hope you all have an awesome day.
Thank you so much for listening to the Life Coach Baker podcast. Don't forget to check out Goal Smasher, my step-by-step technique to help you set clear goals, create an overwhelm-free plan, and learn the secret for keeping your motivation consistent and high. Check it out by going to the link in the show notes or by searching lifecoachbaker.com/Goal Smasher. Also, take a moment to rate the podcast and write a review. It is the best way to get the word out there. Plus, you'll get the chance of having your review read on the show. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.